Welcome, witches, to today's TBR Jar Picks My Books, an ongoing series where inside this jar I have all the physical books that I own that I have not read inside of this jar, and I pick one out and try and read it down. Let's go ahead and pick the first book of the vlog. We have picked out a thriller, which is The Push. So let me grab that book really fast. The first book is The Push by Ashley Adrain. This is a thriller. This is one I'm a little bit nervous about just given what it's about. This is following Blythe Connor, who's had a baby. She's worried there's something wrong with her baby. Her husband's kind of dismissing everything, which makes her more stressed. And she has a second baby, and she has that instant, traditional, if you will, mother-child connection. And something happens and kind of turns her life upside down. The last line is, The Push is an utterly immersive novel that will challenge everything you think you know about motherhood, what we owe our children, and what it feels like when women are not believed. Guess is that something truly is wrong, and I'm worried there's going to be child death or child abuse or something that typically is a little bit harder just because I am a mom and I never want to imagine my baby's in that. I am excited to read it, but I'm also thinking this will be a little bit heavier. Keep you updated as we read, and I will see you shortly. I'm going to go do my run now, like always. I have not been doing a good job of updating at all on The Push. I'm waiting for an appointment, so I have a few minutes. I've been pretty much just listening to it as I'm doing projects around the house. We redid our family office situation. I did mostly listen to it thanks I had the audiobook. Enjoying it. It's not necessarily a favorite of mine in any way. It's not dragging. I like its dual timeline in a sense, and you're going back from Blythe's point of view to her childhood to now. And in the beginning, you're very curious about, is it in Blythe's head or is there really something wrong with the daughter? And then after their son dies, you're getting the clues that there's definitely something more going on. I think that's an interesting premise. I'm curious to see how it goes because I just finished chapter 62. So page 215. So as you can see, I'm fairly close to finishing it. But I feel like the dad still hasn't grasped that there's something more going on, and I'm curious how that's going to go. But I think that the confusion with Blythe and her daughter Violet, we've had a couple of moments where maybe the grandma is catching on. Fox's mom is catching on. I think it's an intriguing story. Things are happening and it's not over the top, but it's still moving. It's got that ambiance of, I guess, maybe a medium pace, because I wouldn't say it's slow pace, but maybe more of a medium pace. I don't really have anything negative or positive. I will say the positive is I like the format and how it's structured between kind of Blythe writing this story to someone to explain the daughter situation, to the husband to explain her side of the story and the daughter situation. I think that that's interesting. I like being able to go back in time and see her story and put some context between everything. And so I am enjoying that aspect of it. I think that that's really done well in the story. Once I actually finish it, I'll update you. And I'm going to go to my appointment now.
We finished The Push by Ashley Adrain. This ended, and I like the way it was going. I don't want to spoil anything, and I say that all the time. I think that the direction it was going was intriguing. I think the way it was ended really stimulated the story behind it. It doesn't necessarily wrap everything up, which I think can be a hard way to be successful in a book, but I think that this was done really well. I really liked the pacing of it. It was very slow, but not slow. Just the way it was told through telling a story of her story and it feeling like you're hearing it from her and from her point of view. But it doesn't necessarily feel like unreliable narrator or any of that way. It still feels authentic and like you're getting the correct story. Yeah, I just think that this was well executed. I think the writing was well done, the character development, all that. I think it was really well done. With that being said, we now need to pick out another book. By the way, I tried to touch on my makeup because I know I did a review, like a check-in on that earlier, and I'm gonna have to insert a picture. I had to be walking around and doing stuff outside, and it had been raining. It was super humid. I looked ridiculous. I tried to touch my makeup, so I know my hair's like all kind of tangly. If I just look like a hot mess, I mean, that's just me. I apologize. Now we're going to mix these up a little bit, and then we're going to pick out our next book. We got a classic. I don't really know how I feel about this. The Communist Manifesto. I think that book is behind my secret door. So now we have to open the secret door. So doors are really heavy. The Communist Manifesto. I know at one point in life I knew what this book was about, and now I don't remember. I'll let you know. I may end up like, I need to have a good mindset of like a good effort. I'm just not in the mood for, give me some fiction. We'll see. So we'll go into this. As I read it, I'll give you an update, etc. I just finished my run. Kids are playing in the background. We finished the Communist Manifesto. And I was going to read the whole thing, but then I ended up just reading the part that was actually the Communist Manifesto because this has a lot of background on Karl Marx and Frederick Engels. I didn't DNF it. I just read only part of it. The part that was actually the Communist Manifesto, I hated every second of it. Can't tell you what it's about in one ear, out the other. If you want to actually like analysis of it, I'm probably not the person to do that for. However, the weekend's about to start, and I realize I need another book to start reading. So we're going to pick out a book really fast. I like don't want to put this on my shirt because it's all sweaty. So I'm going to set this down while I pick it out. Did you like that weird face? Ooh, Damnation Springs. This is a very gorgeous book and cover. I don't remember what it's about, but it was a big one on my list for a while, so let me grab it. So this is a historical fiction. So we have Damnation Spring by Ash Davidson. I don't even remember what this is about. Essentially about the logging of the redwoods, and as we get more into it, I will tell you what it is, because I can't. I just want to go take a shower, eat, and relax for a little bit.
already on our morning walk. I figured you'd prefer to see her cuteness than me while I give a quick update. I was on the audiobook for Damnation Springs, so on this walk we've been listening to it. We read some last night. It's historical fiction, so it's fairly slow, lots of character development. We're only about 25% of the way in. We're learning that Rich can buy some land and be a logger for himself versus everybody else and change that, and there's a lot of opportunity for that. So we're looking at that. We're learning all about the logging world. She loves water. All about the logging world and what it means to everybody and about the town. We learned Colleen had these sobers, but she still wants to help people deliver their babies. We're learning about Beth, who had a baby but couldn't afford the hospital. So I'm guessing more is going to come in of her story. Overall, just very slow. A lot of character building, story development happening right now. So not much to update. I don't have an opinion one way or the other, whether I like it or not. I'm pretty indifferent at this point, which is pretty typical for historical fiction. So, yep, okay, we're gonna go finish our walk. I'm waiting for the treadmill to turn on so I can do my morning run, and I'm enjoying Damnation Springs a little bit more. There's a little bit more at stake. It's a kind of heart-wrenching story, but there's definitely something going on with the water. There's the deer showing up in its sack, babies who are having issues being born, all the nosebleeds. It's making me very curious to see where and how this goes. The stakes are getting there. I'm getting curious. I have a kid yelling at me, so long story short, I'm enjoying it. The stakes are getting higher, and I'm getting more invested. Let me go take care of that. Okay, kids are satisfied, and let me tell you, I am super behind schedule this morning. My kids crawled into bed with me, and I just wanted to snuggle them, so I did. Okay, let's go run.
I have been reading Damnation Springs by Ash Davidson. I was just filming my August TBR and I was like, looking kind of good. Did my hair, did my makeup. Might as well give an update. I gave an update earlier while right before I ran. And let's just say that was a little rough looking. And I've read more of this. I'm really starting to get into it. You can truly feel the history and the dynamics of the town and the people and who they are and the impact that the type of logging community that they are really influences who they are, their emotions, everything. I think that that is done really well. That character building of truly feeling like you understand and you're part of this world. She does a really good job of adding in information about how logging works or how this world and community does in a way that you understand and you learn better about the process without it feeling like a description. You truly feel like you're in the story. So I think she's doing a really fantastic job. Where the water thing, you're getting hints of it throughout, but you're not really getting more of it. The alarms haven't sounded yet, but you're like, and you want to sound the alarm and have somebody like, come on, but they're not. I just think she's doing a really good job with the story. I'm definitely getting invested. I'm caring about the characters. I'm caring about the town. I'm caring about everything that happens. So far, this is definitely picking up. for me. Probably a little over halfway through. I've been doing a lot of audio with this, but I am going to sit down now and read a little bit. I'm also going to go ahead and pick out my next TBR jar book just because I don't often have my hair and makeup done like this, and I just want to take advantage of it. I'm going to read some more of this and go ahead and film one last little intro before I get to that. Sometimes the worst part about filming, especially like TBRs or big videos where you have to grab a lot of books, TBRs, wrap-ups, etc., the mess you got to clean up afterwards. It's okay. We can turn on a good book. Damnation Springs while we clean up. So come clean with me. Yay! If your question is, why are you on the floor in your bedroom? And why is the sound a little off? My phone's about to die, but I finished Damnation Spring by Ash Davidson. And I just want to give a really quick update, outro, finish this vlog out. And my phone's gonna die. So it needs to be on the charger. I have a super short charger, plugs in right here. This is what we're doing. Damnation Spring by Ash Davidson. The more I read this book, the more I was enjoying this. This is historical fiction, which is typically not a genre that I love or hate. I'm usually pretty indifferent to the books. I enjoy them when I read them, but they're never going to be a favorite for me. All right, I'm kind of hot and sweaty, and as always, I look like a hot mess Sunday. Back to the book review. However, this is one of the historical fictions that I like a lot more. There's still mystery in it. There's really good character development. You really get a connection with these characters. And some of the backstabbing or situations that you find these people in really tug at your heartstrings. You're rooting for them. You're rooting against them in some cases. This is not one where everybody gets, I don't want to say nobody gets a happy ending, because some do, but some things are not a perfect happy ending. So it's very realistic to real life. Long story short, I did really enjoy this. I think this is a very good, solid historical fiction. Really get to feel like you're part of that local world and the community, and you feel the small town vibes and all the things that are at stake. So this is very well executed, and I would recommend. I'm now going to go change and do my run. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, witches.